Today is one of those sad Mondays when you come in and you reflect on what happened over the weekend. And as you guys know, and I'm sure yours are there too, our thoughts, our prayers, our hearts are with the folks of Pittsburgh after that shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue. 11 people died, their lives were taken, and there have been vigils that have been taking place all around the world, also obviously in Pittsburgh. And it was just such a shocking thing to see. You know, sometimes you look at your phone and you're trying to call somebody or whatever, and then it pops up and you think, oh my gosh. It's like that. Well, the rabbi, Jeffrey Meyer, spoke to thousands of people. He happened to have been leading a service when that shooter came in. And here's what he had to say.
My texts, my emails, my Facebook overflow with love from strangers, Jewish, Christian, Muslim, all with the same message. We are here from you. My cup overflows with love. That's how you defeat hate.
My cup overflows with love. Imagine him saying that.
On that very day.
On that day. Like, is that...
And don't you think that's what we have to start teaching our kids, right? I mean, we all, I think, can be caught up in moments of, you know, worried about politics, worried about things, anger, but it's like, let's teach our kids love.
Yeah.
It sounds simple, but it's not. You know, all when we're frazzled and when we're tired.
Yes.
It's sometimes hard to think like, okay, let's be intentional about what we're teaching our children.
Right.
And, you know, I know you feel this way. I'm sure you feel this way. But to turn on the news and have two little precious, innocent beings who are sitting beside me on the couch, excited about Halloween, is hard. Yeah. It's hard to go back to parenting. It's hard to look at their innocent faces and think like, gosh, this world isn't exactly what I want for you, like, yet. And that's what I think they're saying, like, yet. Like, there's still work.
And I think if there's hope in Pittsburgh, which it's overflowing, then there can be hope everywhere. If you can stand in that synagogue when all that happened and come out here and talk about how I'm overflowing with love, like that's what he's saying, it's amazing.
It is.
And I think you're right. I think this is one of those times where we just all have to, like, take a page from that rabbi. The rabbi spoke with Savannah this morning, and he talked about, you know, I guess when you think, like, did hate win? You wonder on that day, did hate win? But this is what he said about returning to the synagogue.
The bullet holes are too numerous to count, but we will rebuild because we're a tree of life. We've been here 154 years, and you can cut off some branches, but the tree will continue to grow, and we will be back.
And that's so beautiful.
That is beautiful.
And he's poetic in this moment, too.
In that moment, right.
So Mr. Rogers is actually from this neighborhood. He lived a couple blocks down from the synagogue. Yeah. And I think his quotes, it's funny, last night Henry and I decided to watch the documentary about his life. Will you be my neighbor? Would you be my neighbor? His quotes, which was, if you haven't seen this, guys, and you want to feel good and you want to be reassured that there are helpers out there, because that's his quote. But this is the one that really struck me. He said, deep within us, no matter who we are, there are lives of feelings of wanting to be lovable, of wanting to be the kind of person that others like to be with. And the greatest thing we can do is to let people know that they are loved and capable of loving.
That's beautiful.
He talked about living intentionally. And that, you know, what we show to our kids really matters. And it made, like, Henry and I just sit up and think, okay, how are we acting in front of them? And I know, listen, everybody's tired, everybody's busy, but let's live with intention so that, you know, our conversations are filled with love, so that we're modeling it for them. What they're watching on TV is I don't know if y'all have ever seen Daniel Tiger, but I love Daniel Tiger. He's based off Mr. Rogers. Let's put it love starting with little kids. So they feel safe and they feel loved, because they're going to be the next leaders.
Because when you think about the arguments that parents, grown-ups, seem to be having all over the place. At least it seems that way. You think about that that's probably someone's mom and someone's dad. And that child probably has been watching this kind of thing and this kind of behavior. And you're right. And I think you're right. You were saying just before we came on, you were like, let's speak with thought. Because, I mean, I hate to say, but part of the fun about our show is we feel like it's spontaneous. You just blurt anything out, and so what, and who cares? And we do it all the time. But I think there is something about, like, for anybody, and not just us here, anybody, like, take a beat before you say, just a beat. I'm not saying filter your life and, you know, but just take a beat. And if what you're saying is going to harm someone or hurt someone, then just don't say it. Even if you know. That can be done at the dinner table. That can be done on your block of the street where you live. I think if we all took a second. First of all, conversations wouldn't escalate into arguments. I need it. I mean, I'm desperate for it. And that's what Mr. Rogers did. He lived in this neighborhood. It's a neighborhood where there's people from all over. He epitomized taking a breath, living with intention, thinking about what you're putting out there. Because right now, when there's social media and television, and I feel honored to be part of this, to have a voice, but let's make our voice be filled with love. And I think people at home, like, I know I felt this way before. Have you ever, like, you're sitting at home and you feel, like, scared of what's out there? And I remember just thinking, like, you have control of your world. So in your home, with your children and your husband, boyfriend, whatever, make that, like, the most peaceful place on earth. So you fill them with love, with peace and everything. And then when they venture out in the world, they're strong. Like, they're going out strong. And when they come back and they feel depleted, fill them back up, because that should be the oasis. That should be the sanctuary. And also, how empowering is that? I feel like you've told me that before, and I got home and I lived differently. Like, I put on music, I lit a candle, we danced around. The fact that you can create in your home this perfect world that we're not living in is so empowering as a parent. I mean, it really is. And that's really all you have. You can't control everything out there, but you can control right here. Little wall. Okay. All right.